Welcome back to Face the State. I'm Ariana Bennett. Thank you for staying with us. Well, it's no secret, Nevada and especially northern Nevada are growing as centers for manufacturing and exporting. The Silver State is exporting billions of dollars worth of goods and services to other countries like Switzerland, Mexico, and China. And with the coming of Tesla, we can only expect that number to grow. But it does mean our way of doing business has to adapt to new international markets. Karina Black from the Northern Nevada International Center and Faith Chege, a Mandela Washington Fellow from Kenya, both here to talk about that with us. Thank you both so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, great to have you. Okay, so times have changed a lot in terms of business. I mean, the world is so much more globalized, and that's kind of where you come in, right?
Exactly. We actually, we're part of the university. We're an organization that just tries to educate Nevadans that we are part of a global community, global society, and all of a sudden there's a lot of buzz with, like you said, Tesla and Panasonic and Switch. It's just such an exciting change that's happening, and we haven't, there's nothing that we at the International Center have done to help this. It's just been sort of a process that I think has sprung up from the development efforts from all the way from the governor's office to EDON and all the NNDA, all of the different organizations, the university itself, who are all beginning to collaborate and really focusing on what can we do to make this region more attractive for international businesses and for businesses in general.
Right. I mean, for so many years, Nevada, was known as gaming, mining, and I think maybe little known for some of the big exports that we do, like metals and aircraft parts, which was fascinating to me when I found that out, and increasingly more to international markets, which of course does kind of change the way things are done, obviously. What would you say are the biggest issues that I can say Americans or Nevadans might have when it comes to tailoring their business model to other countries?
I think it's actually, it's perhaps more of a cultural barrier and this idea that we don't know. I mean, exporting is not as natural to a lot of people, but it's been shown that companies, and especially small companies who survive or want to survive an economic recession and economic hurdles, they do much better if they are already part of the export market. And in Nevada, actually, we exported almost $8 billion in 2013, and 17% of manufacturing workers depended on exports for jobs. About a quarter of our workforce is part of the exporting business, so we're already significantly involved. It's just about perhaps giving a little more push in doing more export seminars, talking a little bit more about how do we help especially small companies to begin to export. And I think our economic development agencies, especially the governor, who's traveling all over the world now to be sort of the lead, the head person and the spokesperson for Nevada, that's exactly what it takes.
Now, are you finding that that there are some challenges in terms of cultural differences or language barriers ever?
Well, we do operate a language bank. We provide interpretation and translation services. I think for the larger companies that are now looking to Nevada to find their home, there's going to be a need for example, relocation services, so that workers who come here from other countries, like for example Panasonic is a good example, they will require some adjustment. But I think in most cases it is actually not true that if you want to export, you want to do business abroad, everybody will speak English. Not the case. So you do need to be able to have your documentation translated into other languages, especially those markets that you want to target. And I think our larger companies are doing a very good job at that, and we try through our language bank, we try to help the smaller companies in translating their basic materials.
And of course, having good relationships with other countries helps in that aim. I mean, I think this fellowship is a really good example of that. We've got how many students here from different parts of Africa?
They're fellows. Well, they're actually not students.
Oh, right,
They're
fellows,
they're leaders. They were chosen in the last 2 years. 80,000 young African leaders have applied to be part of this program. This year, 500 young fellows are doing these 6-week institutes at the top 20 universities in the United States. We have a cohort of 25 from 17 different countries, and they range from Faith, who is in solar energy, to we have farmers, we have people in the tech industry, people in logistics. So they range in all kinds of things. And so Faith is an awesome example of what's happening in Africa and where these young people will take Africa in the future.
It's so interesting, and I really want to get into what it is you do. But first, what made you apply for this fellowship program?
A colleague of mine from Ghana. I work for a company that has subsidiaries all around Africa. So a colleague of mine from Ghana applied for the program. He was based at Yale, and he came back and just transformed his organization. Like in just a couple of months, he had broken even, which is what we were really trying to do. And he had all these new ideas. And I was like, yeah, that's what I really need. It was really amazing. So I applied for it and I got in.
Okay, so tell us about the business that you help run.
So I'm CFO of a renewable energy company. It's called Barefoot Power. It's Australian-based, but with subsidiaries all around Africa. So I basically just oversee financial operations of Kenya, Ghana, support Rwanda and Uganda, and then I run projects for solar, especially for the rural areas. So what I'm currently doing is managing projects with public-private partnership kind of models. So we get grants from like one with the Finnish embassy, another one with the Netherlands embassy. And then after that, we now look for other partnerships with like government agencies. So currently we're running one with a company called Kenya Tea Development Agency. That's basically an association of like all the farmers in Kenya. So we have a base of 700,000 farmers. And we've started with a pilot phase that's been running for about 1 year now, going up to 2, maybe 3 years. And we're basically just manufacturing solar products to replace the kerosene lamp for starters, as well as home systems. So we have TV solar systems, radios that are of solar, that use solar power, fans that use solar powers, refrigerators, and all that kind of stuff.
And that's it's a big industry here in Nevada as well. Yes. Obviously, that's something we have in common, plenty of sunshine.
She wants to meet Elon Musk. That's what she was
telling me.
I'm
I'm right there with you. And it's so important for so many reasons, partly because it does kind of enable people to live off the grid in rural areas. How important is this work in Africa?
In Africa especially, because of most of the electricity is like government run. So we basically just have, like in Kenya, for example, we only have KPLC doing the electrification. And the demand is so high and the Africa growth is getting really crazy. And then we have all these entrepreneurs starting businesses. And basically, as much as, let's even say KPLC would produce as much electricity as they would not meet the demand. So there's such a huge gap. And at the end of the day, then you find there are all these guys who are running businesses, or these people who really have great potential to do big things, but the energy, there's just a scarcity you cannot supply. So, and I think it's a great opportunity. That's how I look at it. It's a great opportunity for us to actually just use solar, and basically the results are so quick. So like what we do is you just go to a house and do your installation. So we have like a 4 light systems. So you're going to put a light in the bedroom, in the kitchen, and then in another bedroom, and in the sitting room. And then once the installation is done in probably 30 minutes, that's about it.
Wow.
But the problem then becomes most of these people are living on below $1, like on a daily basis. So they're bottom of pyramid, and you need to come up with models that can help them access these products. So what we do is we now come up with business models, and that's what now the program is doing. Like at University of Reno, what we've been doing is today we've been looking at like business models and how can we now then subject the kind of projects that we're doing to an assessment where they're scalable and they're profitable, yeah? And I really intend to go back home and just make that work, make them scalable, make them profitable, and reach as many people as we possibly can.
Oh, well, hopefully this fellowship will help with that. It's great to have you here, definitely.
thank you.
You know, conversely, what do you hope that this program gains from her knowledge? I imagine it's a great exchange of ideas.
Well, our fellows have only been here for less than a week, but I told them a couple days ago, we are beginning to turn away people because so many people are interested. I think we have hundreds of people who are helping with providing workshop, their peer collaborators, mentors, their home hosts. I think it's just an awesome way to get our community to understand that Africa is not this continent that we have left behind for so long. But meeting these young fellows, everybody is getting excited about the huge change that's happening in Africa. And I think, you know, we could talk all we wanted, but to see beautiful people who come and talk about their energy and their business ideas, that's what it's going to take. So for us to change our hearts and minds about what's happening there.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, you know, everyone getting on board with the new global market. And it's not just about business, too. It's also about diplomacy. I mean, getting to know people from other cultures, right?
Yep, and we love this program. This is probably the most ambitious program we've ever implemented. We are proud to be part of a set of universities like Dartmouth, Harvard, Yale, all of these awesome universities who are
my alma mater.
Ah, nice.
Northwestern is in it too.
Northwest, that's right.
Go Cats.
So we just think we are part of that rising tide that's changing not just the idea of public diplomacy in this country, but all around the world, and we desperately need it.
Yeah. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you both and to have
Good
you
to
on
meet
the
you.
show.
Thank
and
you.
we do have more information posted. For more information on all of this, the Northern Nevada International Center and the Mandela Washington Fellowship, just head to our website, ktvn.com, and click on the blue News Links tab. Now that is it for this episode of Face the State, but for more information or to see past episodes, once again, just head to ktvn.com. Thank you for being with us. We will see you next week.